All right, so we're back again. Today we're going to look at the idea of uh, what happens when we're dealing with a triangle. We've seen angles on a line, angles on a point, all of those things. As you can see, glasses, new location, a little snowy out there. So today, angles in a triangle. So the first thing, and this is something that you've known for a while, just need to formalize this. If we add all of the angles in a triangle together, we get 180 degrees. So that is a really super important concept, and it's one of those things that just can't be stated enough. So the sum of an angles in a triangle is always sum of interior angles equals a buck 80. Definitely something we need to know, something we need to be familiar with. Again, how would a devious mathematician or a mathematician, how would a devious teacher ask you a question about this? Well, in all honesty, the easiest way for me to ask a question is if I tell you that that is 2x degrees, and this is 3x minus 10 degrees, and this is, let's say that this one is x plus 10. Then the question becomes, what's the value of x? Well, we're going to use that idea. Sum of the interior angles of a triangle is always 180. So 2x plus 3x minus 10. You can see well, it's a new location. My iPad continues to mess up just as much as it was before. Plus x plus 10 all has to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so we're going to do what we've been doing since our first unit. We are going to combine like terms. If I combine like terms, my negative 10 and positive 10 would cancel, and I'd be left with 2x plus 3x plus one more x's is 6x is 180. So dividing both sides by 6, and I would end up with x has to be 30. Sorry, just trying to give myself a little space. All right. So again, divide both sides by 6. I get x is 180 over 6. So x has got to be 30 degrees. And then we could obviously then solve and find all the angle measurements here just by substituting that 30 back in and through. I think that's reasonable. I think that that is something that, an average ninth grader should be able to master pretty quickly. Up next, we're going to look at exterior angles. So I'm going to do this super basically. I'm going to say that this is 60 degrees. An exterior angle, in order to find those, what we actually have to do is we're going to have to draw in what we call a projection line. So a projection line, I'm going to draw one in right here. It is, if we imagine that we take that triangle and we do a projection line following the other side of the triangle there, the exterior angle, this is what we would call an exterior angle. Sorry, still struggling with this iPad. The exterior angle is that angle that's outside there. So looking at that, hopefully you're immediately shouting out loud as you're watching this video going, Stoltz, those are angles on a line. And I would say to you, you're absolutely right. Exterior angles always sum with the interior angle to be 180. They are supplementary. So if I know what that value is, on the inside, I can find the exterior angle very easily. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, well, how would a teacher ever ask a question like that? Well, let's look at an example that I am going to create on the fly just to make sure this video is nice and long. Here we go. There's a triangle. I'm going to take this triangle and I am going to extend with a projection line right out there. And then I am going to give us some information. Let's do that. That looks nice. If I tell you that this is 45 degrees right there, and this is 120 degrees, I want to know what angle alpha is. Okay? So look at the problem. Look at what we've just talked about. How could you solve this? What would be the first steps? Well, we know something already. We know that if I add this angle to this angle to this angle, I get 180 degrees, right? So that's because the sum of the interior angles is always 180. I know one interior angle. Can I find this angle? Yes, Mr. Stoltz, we totally can. Hopefully we recognize that that is just the supplement of 120. So the supplement of 120 would put me at 60 degrees there. So again, setting this up algebraically, we would have 45 plus 60 plus angle alpha. All of that has got to equal 180 degrees. And from there we can solve. So 45 and 60 is 105 plus alpha equals 180. I don't want to know what 105 plus alpha is. I want to know what alpha is. So I'm adding here. So the inverse operation is for me to subtract 105 from both sides. And I would end up with alpha equals 180 minus 105 should be 75 degrees. That's my solution. We did it. Hope that's helpful. Have a good one, guys.